Hey guys, welcome to this collaboration between PE turned RE and Jack's Business Talk. We are going to start doing a weekly segment every week, and hopefully, you guys can learn something from our shenanigans.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Jack.
Well, thank you for having me on your channel.
The teamwork makes the dream work.
So, I've been pondering something for a while, and maybe you can help me figure this out, okay? And I don't know, it's like you hear all these horror stories about Section 8 and stuff, okay? And like people like they smashed like even like the guy that mentored me for a couple years, he was talking about, I mean, I don't know whether to call him brilliant or because he wasn't a slumlord, but like he was like flirting with slumlord, but like good landlord on steroids. So I don't know how to try it. I'll give you an example. Like he'd be like, yeah, I got a nineplex, dude, and like he obviously didn't talk like this, but it's funnier if I make him sound like this. Dude, I got like a nineplex. This is how he talk. I got like a nineplex. No, I'm just kidding. It was like that. So anyway, he had a nineplex, and like Section 8 people would smash the doors, and blow holes in them, or like punch holes in the wall. They would break the fridges and stuff. And he's like, dude, like the county gives me X amount of dollars for all this stuff. And then I go on Facebook Marketplace and I buy it all used. And then I make money because it's just a standardized thing. So he just like he's thrilled to death. He's just like, and I'm a contractor, and I just go in, I just install the door, and I talk, and I have coffee with them. And did they give me donuts? And I'm just like, like was kind of like one of the first signs of just like, dude, I don't think we're in the same category here. Like I know you helped me get to my first rental property and stuff, but like I don't want this nightmare. Like this sounds like a horror story.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Although it kind of seems like he had a nice little side gig with kind of the arbitrage of the stuff that had to get fixed. If the
Yeah,
county would give him money and he'd go like get it for a sale, I mean, I'm sure over time he made a nice chunk.
yeah. I don't know. I just like I didn't want that headache, and that's why I stayed out of Section 8
Mm.
until maybe last week.
Oh,
So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, like I was working under a GC at the other last week. Plant was shut down because of the plant I work at was shut down because of something that happened the week prior. So anyway, he's telling the GC we're just installing showers and stuff, okay? And we're talking a little bit. We're listening to Brandon Turner's new podcast and stuff. He knows I do real estate investing. He does real estate investing. He's telling me that this house that he bought is just Section 8 only. And what he's looking to do is fix it up. He's not going to put like the the top of the line stuff or even like even like the stuff that I would put in, but he's making them good. They're good, safe, clean properties. That's all you need. They're just going to be a little bit dated. That's all. And what he's explained to me is he's like, well, run your reasons why you don't want to do Section 8. It's like, well, where I'm at, they do these inspections and stuff, and I don't think I can do necessarily handle the inspections because we got knob and tube, we got this, we got this, we got this, and he's just like, I manage properties on the side for a few other people. He's like, they don't really come check. Well, what about? I was like, what about this? And I told him the same story I just told you a couple minutes ago. I was like, that guy and all that, and he was like, that. He's like, well, where was that at? And I told him where I was at. And he's like, yeah, that's a different county, that's a different system, and honestly, the people for the city and in this county, they're not like just handing them out. Like you have to like it actually takes a little bit of effort to stay on it. So people don't want to lose their voucher because when you lose your voucher in a bad way like that, there's a chance you're not getting it back. So they
mm,
try to keep it's like the cleanest places I he's like that I have are a lot of the Section 8s. He's like, not all of them, but he's like, I want to say like 50% of them are at least the cleanest. And then like the rest of them are just kind of a mixed hodgepodge. And that got me
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah, yeah. I think sometimes we think Section 8 and think like bad or dirty when obviously, like for this guy, that's not always in the case.
Yeah, and that kind of got me thinking. It's just like, maybe I should buy properties that are on good streets, bounce into the city that I've kind of been skirting around for all these years, bounce into the city a little bit, buy properties that are on a good street with good surrounding neighbors on each side, and maybe make it for like I'm not saying I'm not going to rent it out for to someone that's not Section 8, but like maybe get it geared up that it could accept Section 8.
hmm I really actually kind of like that idea, and I'm not sure about the counties in your area, but at least in our area here in Washington, a lot of them will actually provide you with like the checklist of what
Mhm.
would pass and what won't pass. And so while you're trying to browse for the purchase of the property, or once you purchase it, while you're rehabbing it, you give that checklist to the contractor, or if you're going to do the work in yourself, you kind of have the answers to the test right there. Like, hey, this is how it's all supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that. I think it's going to be a good fit in some ways. Yeah, I think that my fear of Section 8 has been more driven by what I don't know, like you have like the little like the stories and stuff, the horror stories, but like I guess my big question is how many of those people are still actually landlords?
Mm-hmm. True, yeah. Um, I think it also might depend on what program, right? Because I know HUD offers lots of different things. So for example, like Matt, the lumberjack, like landlord, he took on some tenants that were Section 8, but they were like emergency kind, where like they either got kicked out of their last one or there was a fire or something happened where they were like an emergency. So they actually paid more than what HUD would actually normally provide. Well, every single one of those tenants actually ended up being evicted.
Yeah.
And so I just think it kind of just depends on what part of the program that they're in.
Yeah, that too. Like I don't want to go like chasing for the quick buck. I want to try and find people. I don't know, like my ideal candidate for Section 8 is like an older couple who's on a fixed income who just needs a little bit of help. That would be the ideal candidate.
Mm, hmm Yeah.
Who's a
Do you
big
know?
who's a big Steelers fan. You know,
Do you know how many vouchers are in your area and how many of them are actually used?
I got no idea. I didn't know you could look that up.
It may not be online, but if you typically call, they will tell you.
Okay.
Hmm
All right.
Yeah, because then I can kind of tell you, is there a high need for your area?
Yeah. All right.
And for what you have, I know you have some multifamily. Would your family Section 8 be like single family homes?
No, it would be multifamily stuff or just whatever I had. I'm actually thinking about after that conversation, I want to talk to the one county where the double duplex is because I think it's going to end up being a bigger project than I really bit off more than I could chew a little bit in some ways. But I mean, I'll get it done. But I was hoping to have it rented by now, for example, and I haven't even started it. Just just too many other fires going on. So when it is ready to go, I think I'm going to just rewire the whole place, and I want to work on some of the plumbing problems and get a new roof put on and just redo the whole place. But yeah, and I think I might actually try to do a Section 8 with that with the local HUD and stuff. And another thing I was thinking about too is, or when I was talking to GC, for example, and I ran the same problem with the double duplex. That, for example, there's metal cabinets with Section 8 and stuff. I don't necessarily have to change them; they just have to be there and work. And it kind of saves me on the budget a little bit. And I don't want to sound like I'm coming off cheaply, like, oh, I'm going to change these out, or I don't want to change these out because it saves me money. Well, I don't because it saves me money. But the other reason is they look great. They look great. Like I actually standing across the room, like when I bought the place, didn't realize that they were metal cabinets. You know, like how a lot of times you can tell from a mile away that they're metal. I couldn't actually tell because they did some, the previous person actually did some nice work to them and they actually kind of look wood grain and stuff. So I couldn't actually tell until I was like standing at the counter.
Hmm. Well, then yeah. I
So
mean, then I would just leave them.
that's what I'm thinking. It's just like, yeah, they're dated. Yeah, they're old. It sucks that they're metal, but like, if it took me standing at the counter to realize they're metal, then why am I wasting money?
Mm-hmm. True that. Is there a big difference between what HUD pays and what the market pays?
Or where the double duplex is, no, not really. Everyone kind of bases the market rate off of what HUD does in that area. And as far as the great city of Pittsburgh, um, it might be slightly less. It's not enough where I'm going to cry about it.
Okay.
Like it may be like $200, and you'd be like, well, why do you want to lose $2,400 a year? As, well, because like it's reliable income, and I don't have to really worry about it. It's just guaranteed money. Whereas a lot of times in like a lot of these areas, they might live there for like 6, 7, 8 months and be like, oh, I got a new job. Oh, I need to move out. Oh, then you're out. I mean,
Mm,
that still can happen, but like I feel like it's going to be less likely. And you do that a few times until you
mm.
find that really good tenant, just like, I love it. Me and my dog Poof Poof are going to live here forever.
Perfect. Yeah, you just park yourself right in there. Oh yeah, I don't have experience with this Section 8 mostly because the county that I'm in now sucks, and so I won't go out of my way to work with them. If I was in a different county, one that actually cooperated or made things a little easier, then I'd be more apt to want to work with them, you know?
Yeah. 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 I think there's pros and cons. I think it's worth taking a little bit of a gamble on something like that.
Yeah, yeah. And do you have to pay for the inspection?
You have to pay for the inspection. And honestly, I feel like from listening to like our online mentors, you know, like the great Dion and the great Lumberjack and the rest of the people in ORAT, I think honestly, if I'm doing like I'm imagining going in and like the house being like a complete cockapoo and kind of just like redoing the whole thing, you know, like if I'm going to tear down the drywall, then I'm going to basically any knob and tube, any old Bromex wiring and stuff is going to get. And I know that there's nothing wrong with Romex or Bromex. I know that there's
Mm,
nothing wrong with it. But if you already have the walls open, you're already going to have to go through the whole permitting process. then why wouldn't you just go through and just update everything?
Mm.
And then like there's no reason why nothing should actually fail the report. Because I can actually call the inspector up, or I can actually schedule an inspection and just say something along the lines of, because I've heard other people in the area doing this, being like, hey, I'm in the build process. I'm at this stage. Can you come out and tell me what you think I need to work on before I close up all the walls and stuff?
Oh, okay.
And they call that like a pre-inspection. It's a different fee. It's actually about half the price. You just doing a much quicker walkthrough.
Hmm.
And then, you close up the walls, you do everything, you finish it up, and you call them back, and sometimes they don't even come back for the regular inspection, and they just say you're good to go.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
Yeah.
something I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I think that's definitely worth the look. And I know one big complaint is even if the Section 8 or HUD in your area is awesome, I know the big complaint is often just the time to get it inspected before the tenants like move in. But if you're already planning from the get-go, from the rehab to have them inspected, well then you already have the biggest complaint beat.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
like in my area, the last time I had like a unit open, I had somebody reach out and say, "Oh, I might be interested." Um, I already talked to the inspector. They said it'd be about 2 or 3 weeks. Now that didn't just credit them or like get them out of like the running, but it's just a tougher like sale because I'm like, well, if this other person can move in tomorrow and you have to wait the 3 weeks, well, sorry, but their application is just better at that point.
yeah. See, I don't know how I feel about that because, like, and the person that's ready for tomorrow, yeah, that's nice. But I listened to something that an audiobook said once, and I took a gamble on it, and it's worked out fantastically so far. But I can argue both sides of that. So like, I have a person, and I forget what it was. I think he asked me if I could hold the apartment for like a month and a half, so like 6 weeks. And I was like, he's not looking last minute. He's up to like he's currently looking. He seems like a pretty straightforward guy. And after doing, pre-screener stuff, I found out that he was that he's a veteran. And I was like, you know what? I got a feeling that this guy's going to be, a good guy. So I held it, and I haven't had a complaint from him the whole time.
Oh, nice. Okay. That really
Yeah.
seems to
So
work out. So did he pay for those like 6 weeks or?
I think if I remember right, because it's been a few years now, I think I was trying to button up a few things still. So I told him it wouldn't be ready for 3 weeks anyway. So if he could like pay like maybe half price for those 3 weeks, and then he could start chucking stuff in there since he's not living there. I think we came to like some type of agreement like that.
Oh, okay. And that seems fair.
Yeah, because he was finishing up a job in the city, and he was just like, I'm not driving an hour and 20 minutes, but he's like, I was like, I think that's how we came to that conclusion.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. And then what is the other side? Because you're like, oh, I can argue both.
But the other side is obviously, you get quicker money and stuff, and I found good tenants that way too. But like the one person I never do is the one that's waving money under your nose the same day. Like,
Mhm.
and I had another person, and I couldn't bring myself to say yes, and I couldn't put my finger on it, but I just said no to them. Was the person that wanted to pay an entire year up front.
Yeah.
because I just felt like I was like, this sounds like it's gonna be. I was like, I don't know how, but like I can see several scenarios where we're gonna end up in court.
Yeah, it's almost like okay, the, who just has a year's worth of rent just saved up, ready to give to somebody? Who does
Yeah.
that, right? Yeah, that's just crazy. I think
So
I've been offered that twice.
yeah, you should say yes. Give them the keys. Change the locks.
Yeah, they have to give it all in like the Bitcoin though.
Yeah. Fake phone number too, so they can't reach you again. So what have you been up to? You're doing the real estate thing now. You're telling us off camera beforehand that you just got
Mhm.
back from a showing. How'd that go?
Yeah, so I held my first open house. And so, yes, so yesterday I was out, I was inviting the neighbors to the open house. I was knocking on doors, telling them all about it. And then this morning, put I put my signs out. I set up the open house. I had the battle of a lifetime with the lockbox. I didn't think it'd be so hard to open, but I got it. Um, and you know what is crazy is, unfortunately, no one actually showed up to the open house, but it was really helpful to go through the process. And I actually kind of felt like it was a good rep because I'm going to continue to do the open houses and continue to do the door knocking. And the door knocking was really uncomfortable, so I kind of know that I need more reps there.
Cool. Yeah. So that's kind of a shame that no one showed up. So did you end up leaving early, or did you stay the full time?
No, I stayed the full time. There's been some new podcasts I've been like listening to, and they all said that hey, use the open house kind of like office hours. And
Okay.
so
Yeah.
so I kind of just looked at and analyzed some deals. I reached out to some people, so I just made the best use of the time because I
Yeah.
was going to be awake anyways from 10 to noon. I was going to be doing computer stuff, so I might as well be doing it at the open house, at least having opportunity to meet people.
Cool.
Yeah.
And speaking of opportunities to meet people, I hear that February and during Valentine's weekend is a great opportunity to meet people in Las Vegas.
Absolutely, yes. I actually bought my ticket this morning.
I got my tickets Saturday, I think.
Nice, nice. Although, if you want a chance to be reimbursed and go to it for free, then you should check out me and Mark's live tomorrow, uh, 11 a.m. Eastern. We're about to give away some prizes.
I'll probably still be in Napland, but I think honestly, if he saw my name, he'd be like, "No,
there were some people that were hoping that won't win, but no, we have some really cool like game stuff planned, and we're gonna spin some wheels. It's gonna be like a fun time. It'll be me, Mark, and Ray, which I'm not sure if you've met Ray yet. And have you?
your friend Ray."
Yeah.
I met him.
Oh, yep, yep. So yeah, this will be Ray, Mark, and
Yeah,
I.
your cuddle buddy from last year.
Oh, geez, man. Oh, so for your tickets, did you buy two?
I did buy two.
Perfect, perfect. Cynthia needs to be there.
Yeah, I got the tickets, and she said, and she's like, I really want to go. I'm afraid of flying, and now I don't have a reason not to not go.
Well, that's perfect. Good.
So
Are you guys planning to get there early again?
yeah, I told her, I was like, as far as the timeline goes from last year and what I did, I was like, I really liked what I did. Is like the only thing I would really change is I want to get our room one night longer or one day longer. So like I flew out on the red eye Monday night,
Hmm.
and I really wish I would have had the room till Tuesday and just checked out to go to the airport like whatever time Monday night,
Oh,
because that
okay.
way, like after we were done hanging out and stuff, and we're just like literally sitting in the lobby of the hotel in like a little coffee shop, killing time. At one point, I was like, man, I was like, I have to get ready to go back to night shifts. I was like, I can't afford at this point to go back and take a nap or anything. It's like I don't. It's like I didn't have a room. It's like I wish I could have taken a few hours to have
Mm-hmm.
power nap so I wouldn't fall asleep on the plane, so I can convert my sleep schedule from day to night again.
Hmm. Yeah, that's kind of the night shift problem right there, man.
It's crazy that like when you're on night shift, okay, like things like like you actually have to think and prepare and like put on your calendar sleep. Where it's like on day shift, you just go to bed.
Yeah, it's easy. Easy. Yeah, I start my back to school stuff on Tuesday, and so I'm trying to like sleep adjust because I'm more of a night owl, but you can't stay up till 2 o'clock at night when you got school in the next day.
You know, it's funny because people talk about like it's so late, it's 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, there's a mischievous. I was like, yeah, I stay up to like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, although that's still almost your 8 hours. You just moved over a little bit.
Yeah, it's only 6. Yeah, it's great.
How much longer do you think that you got that night shift for?
Um, it really depends on some things that I don't even want to really announce on the channel yet because it's just such a at this point it's like a pipeline dream. So I until something come more certain, I don't want to say it on the Tube Uberverse. But
Mhm.
realistically, if that doesn't happen, it's probably going to be like about 3 years. Like I'll just crank out the rest of my W-2 grind years on the night shift. And at that point, I'll probably go find something else and do part-time work, whether it be the handyman, real estate, and maybe something else in addition to that. Or the other thing that might happen, but like I said, I don't want to talk about that because I don't know for sure if it will happen. But here's what needs to happen to get me off night shift. Half my bad debt needs to be paid off. So that's my goal for the next 18 months to get like between 20 and preferably like 30K paid off, which isn't even quite half, but I'll take that. Like that part needs to go away and free up some money from my paycheck. Then I want to get about 3 more rentals. 2 of them will probably be Cynthia's, and one will be mine. And that way, her bills like at that point, her FI numbers hit because I can make stuff cash flow with just 2 rentals that her FI numbers hit. And that third unit for me would put me at it would put me at my FI number. Then honestly, at that point, it's like I don't need to be cranking out as much as I do. So I would probably either work one additional year after that point, finish paying everything off, or I might just say, screw it, leave, go work part-time and do the other stuff too.
Hmm.
And I would probably lean more towards just doing the other stuff and just do DSCR loans from that point forward.
Nice. Okay. That's an awesome question. So it sounds like kind of regardless, you're kind of on a 3 year runway path.
Yeah, I'm probably T minus 3 years. And because like I told Cynthia, she was like, I can go get another job. I was like, but I'm not going to make as much as I do now. And I can't mentally even want to go work for another company. And I'm not saying like that where I'm at, it's the best. But it's like, no, it's like I'm not going to mentally abuse myself to then go smell the stench of a different color of diarrhea at another company and just be abused in another manner of aspects. It's like I'm familiar with the stench here and the color, so I might as well just grind it out here. It's not that horrible. Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't like, but like I have a lot of things going for me at the same time. My vacation is ridiculous. How much I get,
Mhm.
the health benefits is insane for what I get. Um, I've been there long enough that like the leadership on my shift kind of lets me get away with a lot of stuff that they shouldn't. Like, I'll give you a prime example. Yesterday they screwed up, forgot that I was supposed to be there, so I wasn't on the schedule, and they're just like, ah, just walk around for 12 hours. And it's like that's
Oh,
not every day, but like I do have a day like that probably once a quarter.
well, that's not too bad there, man.
It's not too bad. There's just a lot of other crap that goes with it, and like like I don't even want to start getting into it because I'll get all frustrated before going to work to the fun factory. But just I don't think anyone like being told what time to show up and doing a job that's just not really in like that's not that you feel as though is not necessarily productive with your life and what your values are. And when you're trying to strive for excellence and just not working for 40 years at 40 hours a week, which that's a joke. I mean, like for any of us hard chargers in ORAT, 40 hours a week for 40 years. But like, let's get real. I mean, like most of us probably started working as a teenager. So like it's probably more like 50 to 60 years for, 60 to 80 hours a week. So let's make that a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, yeah. Like I know a few of the friends that are kind of my age or a little less. Like they have their full time job and then they have like a waitress job they do like part time or something. And I'm like, holy smokes, you people are trying to just scrape by here or create some extra income. And then I have other friends that don't even work this so it's like the 40 hours. So it's kind of interesting to see where everybody's at and then there's us, like the weirdos that think if you just have a one full time job, that is that's odd.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think we'll eventually get there. I think a lot of it's going to be sooner than later. I think this is honestly my goal. If Zuber doesn't do an event next year and it ends up being, and it takes him, 2 more years before he hosts events, my goal is to be financially independent. Like if he makes that announcement, I want to really crank super hard because at the next meetup, if it's not like the following year, but like the year after that, I want
Mm.
to really be super close to financial freedom, like where it's just like where we're like if I can get us up to like 20K a month or slightly more, that would be so amazing and awesome. And I'd have to figure out a few things on how to bring in the money to do that kind of stuff. But and I have some ideas. but I need some things to, I need some what ifs to happen. And so, but yeah,
Nice. I think that's a great plan, great goal. Um, and from meeting people at the last like meetup, it was very interesting on how many of them actually were financially independent, and you wouldn't have even known unless they told you.
yeah. So, what are your final thoughts?
There's a lot of thoughts. Are you asking on this Section 8 or on your plan?
Either or.
Hmm. I actually think the two can kind of go hand in hand a little bit
Yeah.
because if you do go the like Section 8 route, the rehabs can probably go a little bit faster, helping you actually
Mhm.
reach your goal a little bit faster. So I think that's an awesome plan that you have there.
Yeah, and I think my skills are gonna get a lot better. Like, I'm not saying I'm bad, but I think I'm learning. I don't know. It's like I think I'm at the point where I can actually do some pretty good stuff, and I'm looking forward to what the future here brings.
Hmm. Excited to see it, and make sure that you document it too.
Yeah. Well, until next week, thanks for joining us, and look forward to seeing you in the next episode.